Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to the start of a weekend reading vlog. This reading vlog is inspired by Mallory from Litterberry. I'll put her Instagram in the description box below, but a couple days ago she talked about on Instagram how she's doing like an unofficial Kindle Unlimited readathon based on the fact that she's just kind of like wanting to pick random reads or let her husband pick random reads from her Kindle Unlimited like current haul, and that sounded really fun and kind of just like what I really want right now. I feel like for the past couple of weeks I've been kind of bogged down with like reading books that I have to because of like buddy reads, book clubs and so on, which I'm not saying I don't want to do those things. If you are buddy reading or book clubbing with me in some form, I do like doing those things. I just like at the moment this weekend I think I just want to read some random Kindle Unlimited books. So this past week have compiled a list of Kindle Unlimited books that I want to read, and I think what I'm gonna do is similar to what Mallory is doing. I think she said like her husband is picking a random number and she's just, you know, corresponding that number with a book on her list, and that's how she's choosing what to read. So I think that would be really fun to just like write them, like maybe and like write them down in a cup or something and like draw them whenever I'm ready to start a new book. But I will go ahead and talk about the 10 books that I currently have borrowed on Kindle Unlimited, and these will be the books that I will be choosing to read from this weekend. Okay, so first off I have Heart of the Fae by Emma Hamm, which is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, and it was recommended by Ashley from A Frolic Through Fiction. She did a video recently where she was like, if you liked this, read this, and it was a read-alike for The Bear and the Nightingale, which is one of my all-time favorite books, so that is definitely on my list for this weekend. Another recommendation from Chandler Ainsley. She did a recent video that was recommendations for the like pining trope in romance, or mutual pining in romance novels. I'll try to put that in the description as well. I have a feeling that you don't understand what I'm talking about because I'm doing a horrible job trying to explain it. But she recommended Birthday Girl by Penelope Douglas, which I know nothing about except there's mutual pining. I watched a lot of videos to try to find like good Kindle Unlimited recommendations, and I was looking specifically for Black authors on Kindle Unlimited, like romance authors, and one recommendation that I got that I will try to put the video again down in the description was The Vampire Trials The Summoning by Storm Song. I don't know anything about this book, which I'm honestly okay with. Paranormal romance written by a Black author. The next Black author, I was happy to see that Alyssa Cole had a couple of books on Kindle Unlimited. I think they're all specifically like her Civil War romances. I don't know if that's technically what they're called, but like they're set during the time of the Civil War, and this one is An Extraordinary Union, and that again is by Alyssa Cole, and I've only read her thriller so far, so I am excited to read a romance since she's typically a romance author. The last romance I have on this list was just one that I got as a recommendation from Kindle Unlimited, like on the homepage of your Kindle app or e-reader, they give you recommendations, and it is Beneath the Stars by A.I. Jackson. Again, I have no idea what this book is about. And then finally, so that this weekend wasn't me just reading one book, I did add 4 graphic novels because I'm happy to see that there are graphic novels on Kindle Unlimited. But the first one is The Mortal Instruments Volume 1 by Cassandra Clare. It's just the graphic novelization of the actual novel. I've got Lumberjanes Volume 1, which is a children's graphic novel series, which I've been meaning to read for so long, but I am excited that it is on Kindle Unlimited. I also have Saga. I've read this is Saga Volume 1, and I've read the first volume. I just don't remember anything about it, and I'd like to continue with the series eventually, so I figured I would try to reread it and decide whether I want to start with the series again. And then the last one is the graphic novelization of Anne of Green Gables, and it's super adorable, the cover, and I think I've heard a lot of good things about the novelization, that the artwork is really cute, so I'm excited for that as well. And those are the 10 books on my Kindle Unlimited haul that I would like to read this weekend. Today is Friday and I am starting today because my work week is done. I'm not going to start reading until later today though because I have to go pick up my bridesmaid's dress. Then I'm going to have lunch with my sister and then we're going to go book shopping. I will see you later with a book haul. Bye. Hello, I am back. It is really windy outside. I don't know if you can hear that, but I'm gonna try and just go through this book haul real quick. And also why my hair is like super messy now. So I picked up The 100,000 Kingdoms by N.K. Jemisin. This is the first book in the Inheritance trilogy. Then I have Hunted by Darcy Coates. You know I'm not really into horror, but we might be reading this for my book club and it's like might as well. And then I decided to pick up The Devil in Her Bed by Kerrigan Byrne, which is, I've been hearing about this series a lot lately. Now that I look at it, I don't know that this one is actually the first book in the series. The Highwayman is the one that I was thinking of, but that's fine. I got this one instead. I mean, I'm pretty sure like any historical romance, you really don't need to read them in order, so I picked that one up. I just bought this journal. It says, Dwell in Possibility from Emily Dickinson. Just finished my first book, the Anne of Green Gables graphic novel, which was so cute, and I didn't realize until I finished it that the artwork was by Brenna Thumler, who wrote Sheets, the graphic novel, which I absolutely love, so that was super fun too. I really enjoyed the graphic novel. I felt like it was so true to Anne's like whimsical character, and I do wish it was a bit longer though. I felt like she spent a lot of time in the beginning of Anne's life and then kind of rushed through the rest of her young life. Could have been a bit longer. Okay, it's a little bit later. I've just gotten to 50 pages of Birthday Girl by Penelope Douglas and I'm gonna DNF it because it's kind of creepy. Like, I know I just read an age gap romance, but this one is just like, I don't know. It's really creeping me out. Like, and also there's been multiple typos, which doesn't necessarily bother me because no one's perfect, but that's kind of annoying. I don't like any of the characters at the moment. There's not one single thing in this book that's like keeping me reading. I just don't want to read this book. The part that I'm not liking right specifically at that moment, which was my deciding factor to DNF, was the guy and his ex talking about how like they still get together every now and then, and just like the way that they're talking to each other is just like it's creepy and it's gross. I'm like disgusted like by that specific scene. Like it was just creepy and like ugh. Just no thank you. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick another book now. Oh yay, another graphic novel. Lumberjanes by Noelle Stevenson. So yay. I think I'm actually gonna take a shower first and then I will read Lumberjanes Volume 1. Good morning friends, Saturday morning, and I just wanted to update you because I didn't at the end of last night. So I ended up finishing Lumberjanes Volume 1 and I loved it. It was so fun. I love the characters. I loved the artwork. I'm so excited to keep reading in the series. I'm not going to do that this weekend, but definitely will be continuing because I really loved it. It's so weird and interesting and unexpected and just like I'm really excited to see like where the series is going overall. And then I did show you that I picked Saga Volume 1 for my next book. So 3 graphic novels in a row. So that's fun. But I finished that last night before I went to bed and that was a reread for me. I had read it before. And I like remembered like the majority of it, but just like not how, like sequentially how it went. So that was really, it was a good reread. I really enjoyed it. Gave it 4 stars again. Highly recommend. It's very interesting. I am a little like hesitant to keep reading just because I know that the authors just went on hiatus they're taking a break, which I mean, I get it. Like, it's a lot of work to make a graphic novel, but I hate starting series knowing that I'll have to wait. So that's a little disappointing, but that's fine. This morning I made this blended baked oatmeal, which basically is just like banana bread with oat flour. It's delicious. I will put the recipe in the description because, like, I highly recommend it. It's so good. But I guess while we're sitting here, I can pick my next book. I got my, by the way, this is a bowl mug, whatever, that says Ravenclaw. So it's got the R for the handle. And then it's just blue on the inside. It's giant. I've been using it as a fake plant holder because I don't do real plants. So let's go ahead and pick the next one. And we got Beneath the Stars by A.L. Jackson. Couldn't read Jackson backwards. So yeah, this is a romance, which I'm glad I'm not reading my last graphic novel. I'd like to save that as long as possible. I'm gonna finish my breakfast and then I'll probably start reading. Good morning. You know what? I just really need a mask that says, if you're not wearing a mask, don't talk to me. If anyone knows where I could get something like that, let me know. Anyway, I read the prologue for the book that I picked that I can't remember the name of. Something like Beneath the Stars? Is that called? Let me tell you, like, I just don't get it with books that, and I feel like it's a lot of indie romances that have a prologue. Every Kindle Unlimited romance, indie romance, has a prologue. And it's just so unnecessary. I really freaking hate it. It's so annoying. But so I read the prologue, which was really long. And I feel like it's like your basic bad boy, like, getting into trouble in the beginning of the book, and then 6 months later, you know? So, I mean, I don't hate it. It's just like, I think I'm just very salty about all of the idiots at the gym that I'm hating everything right now. Quick update to let you know that I haven't read anything since the last time we chatted. I did some things, cleaned the bathroom. Love a clean bathroom. And then I went to Target to return an item. And then I came home to some book mail. So if you don't use thrift books, I highly recommend it. Because, you know, Amazon doesn't own them. Yeah. And when you, like, join their, like, membership rewards thing, like, it doesn't cost anything or anything like that. But you earn points every time you purchase, and then you end up getting a free book, which, I mean, it has to be under $5, which isn't usually a problem. And I saw this book, The Tattooist of Auschwitz by Heather Morris. I've heard a lot of things about this book, a lot of people who really hate it, who don't think it's a good representation of World War II Holocaust, and then some people who just really love it. So, I don't know. But this was a recommendation for a very specific thing. So I'm hoping to have this video specifically for this book. Well, not just this book, but books recommended for this thing. So I'm hoping to do that soon. This was one of the books that was recommended for that thing. And so I thought I would pick it up because it was one of the $5 picks. So yeah, definitely recommend using thrift books. Also realized it's another freaking age gap romance. But it wasn't advertised as such. So I mean, it's not that I really don't like them, it's like 3 or in 2 weeks. But like she's 20, and then he said that he's 12 years older than her, so that would make him 32. I mean, I'm not bothered by that. That's a little less creepy. So I cannot muster up a single ounce of interest in this book, so I'm gonna DNF another one. Whoops. So let's go back to the bowl. Vampire Trials by Storm Song. To a paranormal romance we go. I think what's annoying me the most, the author makes a point of talking about characters in a way that you know that they were characters from previous books that they've written, and I find that very annoying. So that's one reason why I'm very uninterested in this book. And then there's also just like both of the main characters have gone through something in the past. The author's trying very hard not to talk about it, but also talk about it to, I guess, build up suspense, but for me it's kind of just like annoying, so another reason why I have no interest in reading this book. And then I just got to a part that was the male main character's like a flashback. I don't want to read that. Like, if I'm going to read this book, I'm going to skip all of those chapters, and I don't feel like that's really a good reason to be reading this book. Done with that one. I might just like add it to like my Kindle list, because maybe I'll be interested in reading it at another point. Because it's not that it's bad, it's just like I don't want to read it right now. I only have 2 books left in the cup. So, hopefully this one sticks. Having the worst luck. Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. I managed to finish The Vampire Trials by Storm Song last night. I've been kind of going back and forth whether I want to give this book 1 or 2 stars. I'm gonna settle on 2 stars though, because I didn't find it offensive or like horrible enough like to give it 1 star, so I'm gonna give it 2 stars. Let me try to like explain to you what this book is about. It's kind of like a mashup between like The Purge and The Hunger Games, and then it also reminded me of this vampire movie, I think it's called, now I can't think of what it's called, Daybreakers? Day something. It's got Ethan Hawke and Willem Dafoe in it. It kind of reminded me of like a combination of all those things, because so there are like supernaturals that are like, they have come forward and you know, shown humanity that they're real and basically have taken over the world, or at least New York City, where this story takes place. And so New York City is kind of split up into 3 different triads that are ruled by 3 different vampire governors. And because, you know, vampires are like evil and greedy and blah blah blah, they have been like killing off humans too quickly. So they like set up a whole bunch of different laws, and then every 5 years they have a, what do they call it? The vampire trials. And so 3 people from each triad, 3 humans from each triad, are summoned to kind of fight in this like Hunger Games-esque kind of fight to the death, and whoever wins their triad is safe from the purge, where any like able-bodied adult is pretty much vampire food. Our main character, Scarlet, so our main character, Scarlet, is actually the first woman to ever be summoned. So like the setup was kind of okay. Like I could see this being like a movie, or like the plot was so fast-paced that I was just like I kept reading. But it kind of just like it went too fast by the end, where I was just like, I didn't like, it's gonna be a series, but it definitely could have been longer. But that's one thing. And then I kind of read like fan fiction, which isn't bad. Like, it's not a bad thing. I like fan fiction. I read fan fiction quite often, but I just wasn't enjoying it in this way. And then also the romance was, I think, like the weakest part of this book. And then another thing that was really bothering me by the end is that like every time something's sad or something dramatic or whatever, like every character had tears streaming down their face with those exact words being used, and I was just like, enough, that's annoying. So that was really annoying to me. I know she has a ton of other books, so I wonder if this was her first one and maybe her other ones have improved since then. I'm not mad at it though, you know? Probably because like she's an independently published, like she's self-publishing all of these books, and I'm just like, you're a boss, you keep doing your thing, making your money. So like I'm definitely not mad at it. It's just like it wasn't very good, and but I mean, like, it was good enough for me to finish it, whereas the other 2 books that I tried to read, like I couldn't be interested in them. So definitely gonna give it 2 stars. Do I recommend this book? No. Do I recommend to the author? I would say try. Definitely try. If you like paranormal romance, which I think all of her books are paranormal romance. Writing was just like Definitely work on your craft. You're getting there. Story was interesting enough, so yeah, just 2 stars. I definitely feel like I'm that first day with those 3 graphic novels that I read, like I really thought I was like hitting the ground running. This is fantastic. And like the past 3 novels were just meh. So the last 3 books that I have in my cup are ones that I'm actually kind of looking forward to. So I've got the Alyssa Cole book, the Mortal Instruments graphic novel, and then the Emma Hamm Beauty and the Beast retelling. So I'm okay with any of those. So let's go ahead and pick our next book. I choose you! And we have, again, I can't read that backwards. The Mortal Instruments graphic novel. Okay, so that'll be a quick one, which is cool because that means I'll be able to fit in another book today. But yeah, I'm going to start making breakfast. I'm gonna make the same exact thing that I had yesterday. That blended oatmeal, baked oatmeal was just so delicious. So I'm gonna have that again for sure. And I'll let you know when I finish the Mortal Instruments. So I just finished the Mortal Instruments graphic novel, and I really liked it. I thought it was so good. I think it's definitely great if you are not a fan of Cassandra Clare's writing style. It's a great way to read the story because the story is told by pictures. So I think it was really good. I really liked the artwork. I loved the Cassandra Clare writes like a letter to the readers in the beginning about that she's always wanted a graphic novel and blah blah blah, and I think it's cool that the artist was just doing fan art for the Mortal Instruments series, and then Cassandra Clare hired her to do like official artwork for like merch and stuff, and then hired her again to do the graphic novel. I love that. What a success story. But it was really good. I really enjoyed reading the story again in that format. It's been a while since I read the Mortal Instruments. I remember the story very well because unpopular opinion, I love the movie adaptation. I know everyone else hates it, but like the cast is absolutely amazing. So I'm a huge fan. But anyway, I think it's just like a great way to read the story. I'm probably going to continue with the series. I just think it's hilarious that all of the success that I'm having this weekend from this like Kindle Unlimited choosing my reading has all been the graphic novels. But I guess I'm just like super into graphic novels right now. That is the last graphic novel though of my Kindle Unlimited haul, so time to pick our next book. We only have 2 options left and they're both romance novels. And we got this one. Upside Down. Heart of the Fae by Emma Hamm, so it's the Beauty and the Beast retelling. And that's what I'll be reading. Let's see how long it is, because if it's not too long, I could try to get in both of them. 377 pages, so that is actually kind of long, but we'll see. If it's really good, I might just fly right through it. So that is what I'm going to start reading now. See you later. Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. I am going to go ahead and quickly wrap up my reading from this weekend. First, I do want to update about the Heart of the Fae by Emma Hamm. I did finish reading that last night. I gave it 4 stars, but I'm kind of rethinking that just because I just had some, not issues with it, it's just like I wasn't loving it as much as I was hoping to. I didn't like the ending. I felt like the romance was a little too slow burn, and I don't particularly love slow burn romances in general. So I didn't love that, and then I just felt like it was a little too long. It could have been a little shorter, cut out maybe like 50 pages of it and kept it like where she had it, or if she wanted to develop the story differently, she could have spent some time on other things. So I'm like kind of between a 3 and a 4, and I don't give like half ratings or 0.25. I don't do that type of thing. So I'm leaning towards like a lower 4, but I think as of now I'm just going to keep it at a 4 on Goodreads. I did really enjoy it. I really liked the characters and the kind of take on the Beauty and the Beast retelling with the characters who are affected by the curse that live in the castle. I really liked how Emma Hamm kind of really borrowed from that, but kept it in kind of a like traditional like Irish folk tale type of setting and plot. I really liked that. It did remind me a lot of Juliette Marillier, who's one of my favorite authors, and her books that are, some of them are kind of retellings. My favorite being Wildwood Dancing, and then Daughter of the Forest, both very good. A little bit more hard-hitting, I think. Daughter of the Forest anyway, but when I was on Goodreads looking at reviews for Heart of the Fae, I did see somebody compare this book to one of Juliette Marillier's books that is a Beauty and the Beast retelling that I hadn't heard of and I hadn't read yet, so I actually ordered that last night with the leftovers of my Barnes & Noble gift card, so that'll be coming shortly, and I'm really excited for that book. So let's go ahead and just jump in to the wrap up, and let me tell you, I read 6 books this weekend. I mean, sure, 4 of them were graphic novels, but I mean, graphic novels are still like dedicated reading, you know? I mean, whatever, you know, whatever. I don't care what you think about graphic novels, whatever. I read 6 books and I'm proud of that. And then I wanted to calculate the page count. I read 1,375 pages this weekend. I mean, yes, again, graphic novels, 4 of them, but it's still a lot. So I'm really pleased with that. I think that's fantastic. Well, also, if you want to count the 2 books that I DNF'd, I read 50 pages of both of those books, so you could actually say that I read 1,475 pages this weekend, so pretty pleased with that. I feel like this is exactly what I wanted. You know, in the beginning of the video I was saying how I was really wanting a kind of low-key readathon where I can just like pick up what I want instead of feeling like I have to read these books, and I just feel like it was perfect. I got it out of my system of wanting to just read random books, and now I'm ready to jump back into my dedicated reading. I'm really pleased with this readathon, this Kindle Unlimited readathon. I really love this idea too of like Kindle Unlimited, choosing my weekend reading or choosing my TBR, so I feel like I might do this again or also do it in other formats, like Libby chooses my weekend reading, or the library chooses my weekend reading, or something like that. I think that would be really fun. So really looking forward to doing this again in the future. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you have read any of these books or have any opinions on them at all, let me know in the comments. I think my favorite book from this weekend was probably Anne of Green Gables, the graphic novelization. It was so good, and I keep thinking about it, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna end up buying it because that is a graphic novel that I want to return to as much as possible. Okay, so thanks again for watching. I will see you in a new video soon. Bye!